Says go way back. And the Atlanteans didn't give a fuck about the jealous God. So why should we give a fuck about the jealous God? When our DNA was in its original state during Atlantis, we weren't brainwashed by another race, a baby at that on the planet. If you want your original thought, read the Gnostic text. If you want your original thought, read the Emblem tablets of spirituality. If you want your original thought and the way that we thought when it comes to spiritual or so-called religion, which we weren't religious at all. Thank you, Monica. Thank you. Let me read some more of these comments. You become a new energy once you reach a level of purity of energy. Face to face produces high vibration. Yeah, that's true. Thank you, Mr. Truth Teller, for taking out some time to do and answers. You're welcome. We were all kings and goddesses and queens. No, we weren't all kings and queens and angels. Not all of us. Did y'all know that during the time of Egypt, anytime a average citizen of that time walked around a pharaoh, they had to walk around butt naked? Did y'all know that? They had to walk around naked because people were stealing so damn much, they weren't taking no chances. To walk around naked was to prove that they weren't taking shit. So anytime they came into the presence of the pharaohs or around them, they had to be butt ass naked. That shit crazy. That was their way of life back then. So we wasn't all kings and queens now. You see, what y'all gotta understand is that there's a bloodline of kinsmanship. To be a king or a queen, you have to be in a certain bloodline. You can't be a king or a queen unless you are in a certain bloodline. And the bloodline is actually an extraterrestrial bloodline. That's the secret behind being a king or a queen. You have to be in an extraterrestrial bloodline with activated DNA. The rest of us are just mortals with dormant DNA. That's why we didn't qualify to be a king or a queen. And most of the pharaohs were children of the Annunaki. Did y'all know that? Almost all of the pharaohs were children of Annunaki. And most of the ones that were chosen at the time to make a big impact in humanity were in the bloodline of extraterrestrials. See, these Anunnaki didn't give a fuck about nobody except their own bloodline. Why you think, according to the Bible, in the book of Enoch, Noah was saved from the flood? Noah, I'm going to tell y'all something about Noah. If there was ever a person named Noah anyway, that shit is very questionable. Very questionable. But according to the Bible, God saved Noah from the flood. We think that God saved Noah from the flood because Noah was pure out of everybody. Everybody else was fucking up. That is a total bullshit, okay? How do I know? Because you have to read the book of Enoch. Check it out. In the book of Enoch, it says that Lamech's wife was pregnant. She gave birth to a little boy. It say that the boy had pale skin and he had locks in his hair. So the nigga was an albino, okay? Because we know if he got locks in there, that nigga black. Then it said that when Lamech saw the baby, he said, this baby can't be mine. He looked like one of the holy angels. Now what he meant by that is that the Anunnaki have locks in their hair. Y'all, if you don't believe me, Look up images of the Annunaki. All of them got dreadlocks. They got dreadlocks in their beard. Okay? He didn't mean that he didn't mean that the baby looked like a holy angel or one of the holy of holies because he had white skin. No. The baby was an albino. He noticed the locks in the baby head. Looked just like the Annunaki. In the book of Enoch, it says that he goes to his father, Methuselah, because he said he didn't believe that was his child. He didn't believe that was his child. Now Methuselah like, something right with this shit. So Methuselah go to his daddy, which is Enoch. Better yet, Thoth. Okay? The Atlantean. Because Enoch and Thoth are the same person. And then now you got to go to the Sumerian tablets to get the other piece of who Thoth goes to. In the Sumerian tablets, it tells you that Thoth went to his daddy, Enki. And he questioned his daddy, and he asked Enki, was Noah his son? Now Enki is Yahweh, because remember, Yahweh saved Noah from the flood. According to the Sumerian tablets, Enki used to go on earth and have sex with the mortals. Enki got his great-great-grandson's wife pregnant. Enki was a motherfucker. And this is why the baby looked like a holy angel or Annunaki. Okay, they just should have said Annunaki. But I figured the shit out because I read all the books. So this is why the baby had locks in his hair. Because Enki has locks in his hair. This is the way that the Annunaki do their hair. This is just the way their hair fixed up. Okay? Then it tells you in the book of Enoch that Enoch goes back to Methuselah and he tells Methuselah to tell Lamech that is his son, just to keep the peace within the family. Ain't that some shit? So Lamech's great-great-granddaddy got his wife pregnant. But Enki wasn't shit. Enki wasn't shit. And that's why he saved Noah, little ass, from the flood. Read the Sumerian tablets if you think I'm lying. It said as soon as you opened up like the first page, it said that the Anunnaki were having a council meeting, and they was trying to figure out how to depopulate the planet because the planet had got, this sound like some motherfucking Bill Gates type shit here. The planet had got out of order, and they had to kill the humanity off because it was basically overpopulated. They was out of control, and they was coming up with a way how to kill off the humans. Some of them were saying, let's fly our spacecrafts and drop gases on them and kill them. Some of them was like, no, let's just blow them up. They're like, no, we can't do that because we don't want to mess up the planet. We just trying to get rid of them. Some of them was like, let's set them on fire. They're like, nah. Then they was like, no, let's kill them with a flood. Enki overheard them talking. Read the shit. If you think I'm lying, go read the shit. Enki, he didn't say nothing. This is what it say. He kept his thoughts to himself. And he was thinking to himself, I have a son down there. And I got to save my son before they do this shit. His son was Noah. Read the shit. Think I'm lying. Go read it. I wish a nigga would say I'm lying. Go read the shit. That's why he saved Noah little ass. Because that was his son. Them Anunnaki don't give a fuck about nobody. If it's not a family member of theirs, they don't give a fuck. If you see some special shit happen to somebody, and they being saved and shit, a car finna hit them, and motherfucking angel come down and move them out the way. Like, I've seen a video like that too. Where like this old man was pushing his baby or something, and an angel, it had to be an angel because it was a beam of light came down, teleported them out the road before they got hit by a car. If you see some shit like that, whoever it was that got saved, they are in the bloodline of the Anunnaki. These Anunnaki don't give a fuck about nobody but their own kind. Very selfish type people. You know they selfish. If back in Egypt, when black people ran it, you had to be butt naked to walk around there. Ain't that some shit? They wanted to make sure you weren't stealing shit. Ancient Egypt ain't all that cracked up to what we think it is. It has blemishes too. It has a lot of things to marvel at, but it damn sure got blemishes. The Anunnakis, they have blemishes. Do y'all know that in the beginning, when the Anunnaki first came on this planet, they was abducting black women? Because the whole planet was, it was nothing but women on this bitch. And the further you dig, and you go back and you find all these ancient skeletons, all you find is women. You don't find no men. Lucy, black woman. Found another artifact of bones in Mexico, even older than damn Lucy. Black woman. They found the black woman on the moon. You don't never find no men. The woman was the first. Shit, the llamas talk about that. They was abducting black women, having sex with them. Do y'all know that shit? The Anunnaki. A lot of the Anunnaki ain't shit. So they be like, well, the Anunnaki, you know, today people be like, Anunnaki gonna return. Anunnaki look down on the mortal on the earth. Anytime you gotta walk around naked around them motherfuckers, they look down on you. They don't trust you. They look down on you. Then according to the Sumerian tablets, I'm gonna let these Christians go. I ain't gonna get on these Christians no more. Fuck them. I'm finna teach. According to the Sumerian tablets, because for real, they wasting my time because them motherfuckers in preschool. But according to the Sumerian tablets, the Anunnaki, before one of them is to be the ruler of Nibiru, they all have to, whoever it is wants to become the king of Nibiru. They have to challenge the king, the king that's current, and they have to fight each other butt naked. They have to wrestle. The shit say wrestle in the Sumerian tablets. So that's some homosexual shit to me. I'm not finna fight you butt naked. You get butt naked, nigga, I'm finna run. Fuck it. You won. I'm running. I ain't fighting no nigga butt naked. Hell no. That nigga automatically won. Fuck that shit. But this is what they had to do. Fight butt naked. According to the Sumerian tablets. And then, when you go into the Sumerian tablets, y'all check this shit out. This how you know the Anunnaki don't give a fuck about the mortal on earth. According to the Sumerian tablets now, I'm just telling you what I read. Don't take my word for it, check it out. It says that, shit's so crazy, man. It says that when Enki and Enlil, when they first came from Maldek, when the Anunnaki first came from Maldek, another planet, before they came to Earth. The reason why they left Maldek because it was on the verge of being destroyed by a cataclysm. They got on this big mothership known as, yep, probably did, sumo wrestling. But they got on this big mothership, no, sumo, I don't know, because they was butt naked. Sumo wrestling, they got a little cloth on them. These niggas was straight butt naked. But they got on this big mothership known as Nibiru, and they had to leave their home planet, Maldek. And they were looking for a place, another planet that they could inhabit. And they sent the scouts out. I'll get that in a minute. So where did man come from? Let me finish telling y'all about why the Anunnaki don't like us. I'm going to tell y'all why they don't like us. Why they don't give a fuck about us. They sent their children, the Iggy, to scout. You know how bees, like the queen bee, sent out the other little bees to scout and shit? Just what they were doing. They sent their children, the Iggy, out to scout. They found this planet full of water, full of women that they seen that they could take advantage of. See, these Anunnaki own certain planets. They show the shit in the movie Jupiter Ascending. Certain and also the book by Dr. Flory, Encounters. It tells you that certain Annunaki own certain planets. So Enki owns planet Earth, according to the Sumerian tablets. But once they got to planet Earth, they called it Tiamat in the Sumerian tablets. The Anunnaki had their children to dig out the Tigris and Euphrates. Took them 3,600 years to dig out the Tigris and Euphrates. They had to dig with fucking shovels. And these niggas got tired of digging. They got tired of being slaves to their parents. And one of them spoke up. And guess who the one spoke up? According to the Sumerian tablets. Fucking Allah. Allah said, that's it. I can't do this shit no more. See, at that time, it was unheard of for an Iggy or a child of the Anunnaki to speak out against them because they knew the penalty was death. Okay, we back. But Allah speaks up, right? So he get all of the rest of his brothers and sisters, right? They all get together. This shit, I'm telling you, they need to make a movie out of this shit. Because this scene right here in the Sumerian tablets is something serious. They all get together. They all put their working equipment down. They said, we ain't working no goddamn more. That's it. So they all come together and they rebel against their father. Now, their father is Enlil, the warrior god Enlil. Remember in the Bible it say, the Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name. It's talking about Enlil. Enlil was a warrior god, a warrior Anunnaki. It was like one of the best warriors that the Anunnaki had. Like, when you want us to get some shit did, he was that nigga you call, like, he coming to fuck some shit up. That's Enlil. So, in the Sumerian tablets, it say that Allah and his brothers and sisters, they surrounded Enlil's house with torches, with swords, and with shields. And Enlil's soldier who was patrolling saw it. And he goes to tell Enlil, your children are outside and they are pissed off like a motherfucker. I'm telling y'all, I'm finna tell y'all why the Anunnaki don't like us. So Enlil gets up. Apparently it had to be nighttime because they had torches. He comes outside. They all standing up, pissed off, like, we ain't working no more, man. We tired of this shit. All this digging and shit. They even had them mining for gold. Okay? Had them mining for gold. Not just digging out the Tigris and Euphrates. Because, for one, when they came to this planet, they were looking for gold. That was the real quest. Well, it was added with the quest, of course, because the planet was on the verge of being destroyed. But they needed gold to help structure this big mothership Nibiru. Because we know gold is like the best conductor to generate energy. Or to generate electricity. Copper good, but gold is much better. So, Enlil says, who is in charge of this? Did nobody even snitch on Allah? See, we think Allah come on the scene in the Quran. Hell no. Allah go way further back than the Quran. Allah go back to the Sumerian tablets. Before paper was even invented. I'm talking stone tablets. Okay, because we know stone came before paper. So we know Sumeria had to been older than Egypt. That's just common sense. So anyway, they all say, we are all in this. So Enlil goes get his brother, Enki. Enki goes get his daddy, Anu. Anu's supposed to be like the great god of them all. You know, he like the big kahuna. Like the grand poobah. You know, like in the mafia and shit, you got the godfather. So, Anu like the godfather. So they all like having a big, like literally, they like having court. So, Anu is like, y'all already knew what the deal was before we left Maldek. Y'all knew what we came to this planet to do. I don't want to hear none of that shit. This was the whole point of leaving. So y'all can get to work and see the hierarchy. They don't do shit. People like Enlil, Inky, they don't do no work. They don't get their hands dirty. They just like that man. They just like the people that's in office that's getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars every year. The motherfuckers don't get dirty. They don't get dirty at all. They just push a button and tell you what to do. That's how the Annunaki are. They don't get dirty. They have the people that's under them to get dirty. So, y'all knew the deal before we even got here. I don't want to hear none of that shit. Okay? So, Enlil said, somebody finna pay for this shit. I don't know what the fuck y'all think. Somebody finna pay. So, he was just finna choose a random person out the bunch. But guess who spoke up? Allah spoke up and said, it was me. I'm the one caused this revoke. So what wound up happening is that they killed Allah because he had wisdom. He was smart enough to know that they shouldn't have been being enslaved like that. Okay? Then it tells you from there that Inky and Nanti, they took the blood of Allah, they took some clay from the earth, they molded it together, and they fashioned men from mud. Now the Holy Quran say that Allah fashioned man from mud. No, it don't say Allah. It say, and we fashioned man from mud. But when you go to the Sumerian tablets, it say Nanti and Inky fashioned man from mud. That's the damn we in the Quran. But in the Quran it say, and Allah breathes his spirit into man. Now the spirit is the blood. Because goddamn it, in the damn Sumerian tablets tell you that they took the blood of Allah and put it into this clay. So they've been doing voodoo for a long. That's voodoo. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. That's some damn voodoo. You taking clay, you taking blood, and you putting spirit in the motherfucker. That's voodoo. That's why I say voodoo is the oldest religion on the planet. That's fucking voodoo. So, according to the Sumerian tablets, black people were made to be slaves. We were made to be put in place of the Igi, the children of the Annunaki. So, once they saw that we had the potential to overthrow them, they shut our DNA down. Because they saw what Allah had did. Anybody that they felt like could overthrow them or become more greater than them, they shut them down. It's a power thing. Ain't no different from the elites today. They see you develop supernatural abilities like Simi and Toko, man, they hunt your ass down. Personally, I believe these the same motherfuckers that's in the Sumerian tablets that run the world today. They got the same characteristics. Don't y'all let the names fool y'all. We have to follow the characteristics and functions, okay, in order for you to see clearly. If you want to see clearly, don't even worry about the name. Follow the function and characteristics. The motherfuckers that run it today have the same characteristics as the Annunaki and the Sumerian tablets.